Here the greats, the makers of the American character and nation, are rightfully remembered. Columbus, who sailed into seas unknown and found a new world. Washington, indispensable leader who beat the British and brought together a nation. Lincoln, who kept that nation whole. And him? Well, once he did more to spread the name of young America throughout the world than any explorer or soldier or president.
Hi!
Can you guess his identity?
Psst. Hey, it's me, Max the Mouse.
No, it's not a big rock and roll star. It's...
Right! It's Buffalo Max. Ta-da!
Just around the turn of the century, this buffalo you see here came to symbolize all that was wild and exciting in the American West. Roaming wide and free over the Great Plain, he was constantly hunted by Indians, pursued by civilization. So he finally moved east, taking his West with him, a feat which probably saved him from extinction. But this is the story of a man whose world reputation for adventure earned for him forever the nickname Buffalo Bill Cody, P.T. Barnum of the Plains.
Yahoo!
About 100 years ago, on a dusty, windswept plain, a boy was growing up on a horse when the West was really wild. The Army scout, young Bill Cody. His job, dispatch rider for the Union General Phil Sheridan. Time, the Civil War. His mission, get important Army messages through Indian country alone. The Indians were the mounted brigades, the proud Comanches, then often called the finest light cavalry in all the world. And they weren't very friendly. By the time he was 18, Bill's experience taught him how to elude capture. As a former Pony Express rider and mounted messenger for the freight lines, he was a master of every trick in the book. One of his favorite tricks was to run his horse down an overgrown riverbed where the Indians would have to chase after the sound. Then he'd jump off his galloping mount, double back on his own trail, and lay low while the braves went racing by. Occasionally there were battles, but Bill always challenged the last Indian through for his horse.
When he started chasing me, he tripped himself up. Get it?
After the fall of the Confederacy, Bill left the Army, got married, and went a-workin' for the Kansas Pacific Railroad. They hired Bill, his horse, and his gun to get meat for the construction crews, buffalo meat. You see, it was the only meat around. If the construction crews were going to get fed, it would have to be on buffalo meat. Bill Cody, by his own count, killed more than 4,000 buffalo. He now became known as Buffalo Bill. If the Indians didn't like the sight of a single rider passing through their lands, how do you think they reacted when they saw thousands going through on rails?
They went working on the railroad, right?
Well, they did try to untie things.
See?
So the Army went to war again, and Bill Cody, Buffalo Bill, went with it against the Indians, Sioux and Cheyenne. In roughly 5 years, Buffalo Bill was in 16 fights.
And boy, that's rough.
Buffalo Bill was now the most famous man in the West. Hundreds of stories, books, and novels were written about him. His fame became worldwide. Millions clamored for him. They would do anything to see him. They would even pay. So he packed up his cowboys and Indians, even his buffalo, the whole Wild West, in fact, and headed east. It was Buffalo Bill's Wild West show. New York, Chicago, Europe, they even played a command performance for England's Queen Victoria, spreading the fame of Buffalo Bill and the young American nation clear around the world. Oh, there were others, but he was the first man to truly popularize the American West and give it the image it still has today.